Peter Crouch, the 2-meter Titan, how football's most ridiculed striker shocked the world. Imagine standing at 6 feet 7 inches tall, facing a stadium packed with thousands of roaring fans, only to hear them completely mock your physical appearance before you even touch the football. This was the brutal reality for a young striker who would eventually silence every critic by scoring over 100 Premier League goals, securing 42 international caps, and netting 22 times for his beloved country. He became a global icon not by fitting the traditional mold of a modern athlete, but by completely rewriting what it meant to be a dominant forward in the toughest league on earth. From the depths of agonizing goal droughts to the absolute peak of Champions League nights, his story is an epic tale of psychological warfare, relentless resilience, and ultimate sporting redemption. Long before he became a household name, the young boy born in Macclesfield discovered an intense, unyielding passion for the beautiful game while watching his father work in the bustling environment of commercial advertising. His early childhood was defined by a massive family move to Singapore and a subsequent return to England, where he spent countless hours on the concrete pitches of London, dreaming of one day stepping onto the pristine grass of a professional stadium. Football was not just a hobby for him, it was an absolute obsession that consumed his entire youth as he desperately tried to master the ball with a body that was growing at an alarming, almost uncontrollable rate. He spent his early years traveling to support Chelsea, studying the movements of elite strikers while harboring a quiet, burning desire to prove that his unique frame was a weapon rather than a limitation. As his teenage years took hold, that very frame became the source of immense physical struggles and emotional hardships during his early development at the prestigious youth academy of Tottenham Hotspur. He grew so rapidly that his physical coordination lagged behind his height, making him an easy target for cruel taunts from opposing players, ruthless crowds, and even cynical coaches who openly doubted his professional potential. The young teenager was constantly forced to defend his dignity on the pitch, overcoming severe growing pains and a staggering lack of core strength that threatened to derail his footballing dreams before they could ever truly begin. Recognizing his desperate need for competitive senior experience, Tottenham Hotspur sent him on grueling loan spells to the physical lower leagues with Dulwich Hamlet, and even across the sea to the remote Swedish club IFK Hässleholm, where he had to grow up instantly. These raw, unforgiving environments forged an ironclad mentality within the young striker, teaching him how to use his long limbs to shield the ball against aggressive, hardened defenders who wanted to physically break him. Returning to England with a newfound tactical awareness, he was sold to Queen's Park Rangers for a modest £60,000, finally capturing the attention of mainstream scouts as he netted 10 crucial goals despite the club battling fierce relegation. The adult peak of this towering forward began with a whirlwind of high-stakes, record-breaking transfers that shattered all expectations and proved his elite standing in British football. Portsmouth secured his services for a massive £1.5 million, where an explosive 19-goal season forced Aston Villa to splash out a staggering £5 million to bring him to the bright lights of the Premier League. After a crucial developmental stint at Southampton, the ultimate dream materialized when Liverpool manager Rafael Benitez signed him for a life-changing £7 million, thrusting him into the intense spotlight of Anfield. The pressure was suffocating, leading to an agonizing, highly publicized 4-month goal drought that saw the British media ruthlessly question his multi-million-pound price tag. But the historic redemption that followed was nothing short of legendary, highlighted by a spectacular perfect hat-trick against Arsenal and a stunning, gravity-defying overhead bicycle kick against Galatasaray in the prestigious UEFA Champions League. His international exploits with the England national team cemented his status as a cult hero, famously unveiling the iconic Robotic dance celebration that captured the imagination of millions during the intense build-up to the World Cup. He proved to be incredibly lethal on the international stage, scoring crucial goals with his head and feet, maintaining one of the highest goals-per-minute ratios in modern English history. A triumphant return to Tottenham Hotspur saw him score the historic, unforgettable winner against Manchester City that miraculously clinched Champions League qualification for Spurs for the very first time. He later moved to Stoke City for a club record £10 million, where he spent nearly a decade smashing records, eventually becoming the definitive, all-time leader in headed goals in Premier League history. He finally hung up his professional boots in the summer after a brief, dignified spell at Burnley, concluding an illustrious 21-year career with 108 Premier League goals. Now, the legendary striker has seamlessly transformed his immense on-field legacy into an absolute media empire, dominating the entertainment landscape with the massively successful production known as That Peter Crouch podcast. Alongside his company hosts, he delivers unmatched, hilariously honest insights into the secretive world of elite football, attracting millions of loyal listeners and commanding major broadcast partnerships during international tournaments. His unique cultural relevance remains higher than ever, serving as a prominent television pundit, an author, and a beloved public figure who brings genuine joy to millions of sports fans worldwide. From a heavily ridiculed teenager who did not seem to fit the sport, to an undisputed Premier League centurion and modern media mogul, he proved that what makes you different can ultimately make you a legend.